Hey folks, Gavin here, and today I'm joined by Eric Nightnor. Eric has very recently joined our program. Eric, welcome. Thanks for giving me your time. I really appreciate it. One of the things I find with all of us loan brokers, we come from different walks of life, we've got different life stories, but there's a commonality behind the reasons we ultimately get involved in loan brokering.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is being, chained to the desk, chained to the 9 to 5, and wanting that sort of. I think there's an innate desire in all humans to have some freedom. We're
Yeah.
not supposed to be just working all of the time. So, tell us what sort of attracted you towards the loan brokering profession.
Well, I did some research on it, and it just seemed like it'd be an interesting field to get into. So I kept seeing these ads pop up, like on Phil Smith, I think, and he's I guess he kept saying he's the loan. I mean, he was associated with Shark Tank or something like that. But anyway, I kept seeing his ads. He was like, "Be a loan broker, start for $1 or something." You get $1 for the first 3 days. So I actually did that for like the first 3 days, but I was kind of lost because they don't really give you much information. And they scheduled a consultation call for me. The guy called, I talked to him, but he didn't. I mean, he really wasn't much help. I was like, I don't really want to. It was like, you pay $1. And after the first 3 days, then after the fourth day, they charge you basically $97 a month, and they pay for you to bring clients in. So I stopped that. I was like, so I just stopped it after the 3 days, and I said, let me look for some more programs. Um, and That's when I found your videos.
What was, just out of interest, and we're not going to talk bad of any other programs, but what was it for your perspective that was lacking there? Why didn't you feel in like you were in the right place, shall we say?
To me, it really wasn't enough information, not enough communication. I really just like honesty, because I try to my best to be an honest person. So I basically Googled it. I mean, I YouTubed it, and I was watching videos, and I found you, and I just started listening to you, and I liked your videos. I really liked them a lot because you
Thank
just
you.
seem like an honest person. You seem honest. You say it's not going to be. I mean, I'm not looking for a good get rich quick scheme either, but a lot of times you look at these infomercials and commercials, and they just say, "Oh yeah, you so start making money today. You're loan broker. You can make money like just like that overnight." And it's like, come on, man. In some cases maybe, but I'm like, come on. So that's what when I watched your videos, I was like, I like this. I just wanted to learn more, so I just kept watching. I hadn't watched all your videos, but I was like, I like this guy. A lot of times I look at the person, even though we don't really you don't really know a person, but I do like honesty and transparency, and I saw that with you. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And this is why we like to do these videos, because there's always that skepticism, I think, isn't there, as well? And it's healthy to be a little bit skeptical because, as you say, you find a lot of hypey type programs out there and you think, yeah, come on, this doesn't sound right. And even if you found us and me and, I come across as honest, but it doesn't necessarily I am honest. Obviously I am, but you know what I'm trying to say. And so the reason we do these videos is that we spoke, right? We had a good hour, I think, on a Zoom call like this. We were going through things and dug into your situation. Again, you can say this to people, but I think one of the things I said at the start is, if anything, I want to put you off. I want to talk you out of it,
Yeah,
because then I know if you're deciding to come forward with it, you're doing it because you've got all of the facts and the information, and you're making the right decision for you. We're not hiding anything here. And obviously, you decided to move forward. So, and you had an
hey,
operation.
let me cut you off.
Yeah,
But
go,
it's
go.
funny when you told me that you're actually that's actually the second time that I've heard that. The first time I heard it was like in 2006. I worked at UPS back in Virginia. I went there just do preloading, loading the trucks up in the morning for the
Yeah,
drivers.
yeah.
So I just started on like in I think Christmas season just to help. And when you get there, they took us in a room and they started talking to a few of us, and they were like, well, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna just talk to you, and I'm basically going to try to convince you not to stay and tell you. So after they talked and talked, he finished talking. They said, okay, so who wants to say who wants to leave? And like 2 or 3 people just got up and left. It was like 8 of us in there. That everybody else stayed. But I mean, it was cool. I mean, they were just being honest. So I mean, I appreciated that.
Well, you joined, and the other thing I was going to say, when you joined, you had an operation on your throat, so you couldn't even speak. So
Yeah.
I think the first 2 weeks you were just working your way through things, getting yourself set up. And one of the reasons I'll just tell folk now, you don't even know this, but one of the reasons I wanted to jump on this call is that Eric's not been with us. I think we're still within the first 4 weeks, aren't we? Really?
Yeah. Hmm.
You're already putting deals through.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the hell is this happening? This guy's only just started speaking again. And we're, we're already getting to a point. So you're putting. So what's it been like then? Talk us through. Day one, kind of setting yourself up and where you're at to right now.
Yeah. So I followed. I had surgery on my throat because they found they found a benign tumor on my one of my vocal cords because I was having um issues with my voice for years, just kind of like raspy, and it was never really like that. So anyway, he cut that off like I guess about a month ago. Took a laser. It's still healing now. Feels still hurts sometimes, but at least I can talk now. But anyway, so actually it felt like a really a good time because then I could look at the training. I'm still looking at my training. So it was kind of a good I couldn't talk for like a week. So, but just looking at the training and it's really been I like it a lot. It's really good. I'm still learning everything. I like as far as getting the leads, going. 'Cause I'm in. The funny thing is I was already in kind of a lot of Facebook groups, like so for real estate, like social media groups and things. So just doing some of the training, I was already kind of set up for that, as far as email addresses and things like that, networking. So that was good. So had a few contacts already. Um, I have some actually have some calls set up coming up soon. One I think one today, maybe one tomorrow.
So
It's
it's
like it a
been a
lot.
kind of a quick start for you, really, and I probably because you've got already had yourself set up in a little way, so you've had a bit of a head start, but you've kind of hit the ground running. Still working through the training, and what I want, the reason I'm trying to, what I want to make as a point here is that the way that we do the training, it isn't like here's a bunch of videos, good luck, kind of start at your own pace. We break it all down so that as is happening with you, Eric, you can even get your deals coming in as you're learning. So it's not that you've got to learn everything you need to learn. Now go do it. You learn as you go. So okay, you're going to make a few mistakes, and that's all part of the journey. But again, that speeds up the learning. So have you had your call with your coach David and with Gerald yet?
I have talked to Gerald. I have to set mine up for David. But I did speak with Gerald. It was nice talking to him. Like I said, with my voice, I was I need to wait a little while. Lately I have been actually talking too much. 'Cause I'm like I was quiet like the first whole week.
Making up for it, yeah.
I guess so. I'm like, man, I'm just blabbering, man, blabbering. I'm gonna set the call up with David, and I do appreciate that because the help is just great. The support is great. If I have a question, or I can go to the Facebook group and punch in, a question, because you sometimes you get nervous as far as talking to people because I had asked Christopher, for some help. He helped me out, and just because when you talk to people, if you don't have all the answers, which I never mind not having all the answers, but I still don't want to like lose the deal because they may think, well, this person he didn't know anything. I don't want to deal with this guy because he didn't know anything. But you have to still be honest with people. So I just would just say, well, what do I say if this or if that? And even with the training, it tells you if you're not, if you don't feel comfortable, you can just give the call over to your coach, and he'll do it for you. You can listen in on it, and that's how you learn. So I really like that, and I love like you said, the steps are just great. The way it breaks down the tutorials, and it's easy to understand. So I appreciate that.
Well, thank you. Thank you. We're not done yet. We've got a lot more improvements coming actually over the coming months. How did you find the call with Gerald, the mindset coach?
It was good. Um, he was there. He actually gave me his personal phone number. So it's not like it's just an office number or anything. So I can just text him or call him anytime. And it really gets your mind right because sometimes, things can get frustrating, especially just
Yeah.
starting something new and get frustrated. And I kind of felt overwhelmed a little bit at first. I don't know, maybe because it had to do with my surgery too, because it was kind of like the same week. That's when I really dove into videos and stuff. Because I only took off 3 days from my 9 to 5 job. So I was, looking at videos and I kind of felt overwhelmed, just trying to setting things up. And I'm still having some issues with setting up my email, what is it, my streak. I'm just having some issues copying and pasting. So I've basically just been doing everything by one. So I have to get that figured out. I think
Oh,
I might get.
we did have an email on this, didn't we? Yeah, get with David, and he'll
Yeah.
get you straight on that. Sorry, guys, we're kind of just chatting away. You just watch, you just carry on. So yeah, I think just to sort of step in there, one of the things you're hopefully picking up in is that the support, I think, is the key thing that we take seriously, because we know that's where most people fail or quit, because you can't get answers, right? There's only so much you can get out of a video. So we are all involved. We're all contactable. Eric just mentioned the fact that Gerald, the mindset coach, gave his personal phone number. And Gerald's a lovely guy. He's in ex-law enforcement. He sees this as his purpose in life, to genuinely help people succeed, to get this kind of thing rewired in the right way for success. And we all need that help at points. We're not all indestructible to that. And one of the things we like to have is that everyone that starts has that session, just to kind of get a bit of a sense check of where you're at. And then obviously, as you know, you've always got that guy on the end of the phone now, whatever the reason, to speak to. And that's the purpose of it. And then David, who Eric hasn't yet spoken to, is his coach. And his purpose really is to just help out in whatever way is needed. So in this case, it might be setting up an email address. In another situation, it might be saying, hey, I've got this client. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do right now. I don't feel confident enough, or whatever it may be. Can you come and jump on the call for me? And that's what he's there to do, because learning via that, doing it that way, is far better. You're watching someone do it and then correlating what they're doing with what's in the training. You can pick up so much more than just kind of reading some sort of script or watching some sort of video. And that's kind of you're going to get into that pretty soon as you keep moving through the training, right?
Yeah, I did like I was looking at that yesterday. The 9 questions you're supposed to ask, qualifying questions when you talk to someone, and that's always good, because you don't want to waste a person's time, like you said. And I always like the way also training tells you to make sure you take control of the conversation.
Yeah.
Don't let the person ask you a whole bunch of questions, because I know people like to do that, and I've even gotten that just messaging people, because I've been friend requesting people, messaging them, and you get a lot of questions and things like that. But you want to take control of the situation, and I appreciate that. I just, it's a learning curve. You just want to learn more before you.
It is, yeah, it is. And I think actually asking another question: have you been on any of the coaching calls yet?
I haven't. They're scheduled. Are they scheduled for tomorrow? Is it Friday or Saturday?
So next one's Monday, 12 p.m.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, I mean, I wasn't trying to catch you out there. If you was, I was going to ask you to share what your thoughts are. But we do have the recordings as well, don't forget. So you can go back on them. And the reason I was just saying that is that the last ones actually were on that subject matter. How to lead the narrative, how to qualify quickly, how to take control of the call, because we all have the same challenge when we start out. As you mentioned, it's very easy to be overwhelmed, because you're getting into a brand new profession. It has all these different skill sets you've got to learn, let alone all of the knowledge you've got to learn around products and all of the other things that go with it. Very easy from day one to just look at it like a massive mountain we've got to climb. So the idea is to break this thing down, so there's just no more than humps that you've got to just come over, right? And then you learn and you grow as you go through it. And one of the key things, as you've just said, is that we can talk till we're blue in the face about what it's going to be like when you first get your client interaction, and how to lead the narrative and how to do this, that, and the other. But it all goes out of the window when you get onto that first call, and all they're doing is throwing questions at you, right? So again, this is what the coach is there for. You can see how it's done in real time, and therefore, it's easy to copy, right? Rather than work it out through your own mistakes. So I guess the question I've got now, I know it's still very much early days. It's great that you're starting to get some deal flow coming through. Definitely book up with David, get those final little things kind of ironed out so you can really go full steam. But what are you hoping for the future? What's the kind of real game plan here?
Well, the game plan is to have a successful business and to be able to do this full time, and not have the 9-to-5 job, quit the 9-to-5 job, to be able to spend more time with my 2 kids, my wife. And even though, like I said, I like the job, but I've been tired of working for a while, and I'm not a lazy person, just tired of, getting up, going to
Yeah,
coming
it's a
home.
grind, isn't it? It's a grind. I think most people aren't lazy, but you get into this grind of doing something that you might like the work, but the bits that kind of the bits before that and the bits after that, that's the grind.
No. And I heard in other, and we just like here, I don't know if the UK is like this. Here is just like 5 days a week you work. You think about life. It's like you work 40 hours a week. It's like you're at work more than you spend time with your family. You're at home for what you see your kids, and then your kids get older, they go to school. So then you take them home, and then by the time you can retire, like they're grown and out the house. So it's like, but I heard other countries they don't even work. I don't know. I mean, they work maybe 3 days a week or 4 days a week, and they get 3 days off. That's
That's
what I heard.
that's that's France.
Oh,
The French, they're all. No, man, I'm not going to get into talking about that. No, it's the same. I think it's pretty much the same the world over, isn't it? We kind of there's it's about balance. I think at the end of the day, we unfortunately we're in a commercial world. We can't survive without money, and
yeah,
most of us don't have millions or billions sat in the bank. We have to go to work for it. But I don't think there's anything wrong in wanting some balance to spend that time with your family. Like that's kind
definitely.
of what we go to work for. But I think if we're not careful, like you're seeing now with what you're doing, even though you enjoy it, if you're not careful, you just trap yourself, don't you? You get into this situation where, and this is what happened with me. I just felt like I was going into this situation where if I wasn't careful before too long, I've got the mortgage, I've got all these different things that I'm paying for. I'm on the
Mm.
treadmill of life, and it's really hard to get out of that at some point. And I think like you're doing the right thing. You're recognizing that that is a direction that you're going, and you're doing something about it now to get out of it, so that you do get the balance right. So you can earn that money. But hey, if you want to take a day off, so what? You shouldn't feel guilty about it.
I
You
mean,
shouldn't.
yeah,
You shouldn't be in a situation where if you take a day off, you're going to lose money,
yeah.
or you got to speak to the boss and he might say no and all those kind of reasons. I mean, screw that.
I know I got a raise. Like that's always hurt me. I did get a raise like last year, but because of COVID, it's like it didn't go through. But sometimes it's just a slap in the face. I know of jobs I've had in the past, they gave me a quarter, 50 cents. I'm like, really? I'm like, the companies make billions or millions or whatever they make. And I said, 25 cents? I'm like, I mean, I got the bounce. I was like, I just tell them to keep it. They can just keep that. It's not going to do. I mean, 25 cents is nothing, man. So it's like, I'm not a greedy person, but really?
And what does that do? It doesn't even buy a McDonald's burger these days,
That's what
does
I'm
it? I mean,
saying.
come on. It's crazy. But I think that's the other thing as well. Like we're in this. I'm not going to get too deep, but we're in this system where we're kind of just exchanging time for money, right? And ultimately, we all have the same amount of time in the day. So the question then becomes, how are you leveraging that time? How are you doing something whereby, you might, and this is where loan brokering comes in, as you're seeing, you're in a situation where you're starting to submit deals that, if they fund, can start paying out thousands of dollars. And if you let's just simplify that. If you look at one of those deals that you've put through right now, and let's say that goes right the way through to funding, and it's 2,000, 1,000, even $1,000, right? Let's go on the low end, $1,000. Okay, how much time did you put in time investment to create that monetary outcome? It's like
Yeah,
minuscule, right?
yeah.
And you compare that to the day job, the 9 to 5 that you do right now, and you measure the same amount of time versus what you get paid for it. It's no comparison. And
No.
so that's the beauty of what we're doing here, right? Okay, there's some things to learn and all of those good things that go with it, but the time investment versus the outcome of that time investment, it's huge. And that's where you get to leverage it. That's where you get freedom. That's where you get to spend it with your family and all the good things that we do it for.
Yeah, definitely.
So, well, look, aiming to you on that. There's a road ahead of you, but you've hit the ground running. We're here to help you, as you know, and I wish you all the very best. I know it's going to come together for you.
Thanks, man. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it and enjoy it.
Good,
Looking forward
good,
to looking forward to
good.
keep working with
Yeah, man. Good. So what we're going to do, this is, as I say, Eric's literally just joined us. So in month 3, when hopefully we've got some deals funded and some cash coming in, we're going to do another one of these, and it'll be like a nice situation update as to the journey so far. So with that said, guys, thanks very much for watching. It was a quick one today. Eric, have a great day. Thank you for your time, and we'll catch you very soon.
Thanks, Gavin. See you later.
And definitely, oh, by the way, definitely book that call with David. Let's get you started properly.
Okay, I'll do that. Definitely.
All right, my man. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.